Hey, hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome to the Gamertron Show. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I really enjoy video game violence. And I am also disgusted by actual violence. And it's not just me, it's like that for a lot of people who play video games. We'll see explosions, dismemberment, blood, gore in our video games, and we will enjoy it wholeheartedly. We'll laugh at it, we'll cheer at it, we'll go, oh, that was awesome at it. Then we'll turn on the news, and we'll see how things are going all around the world. We'll see the wars that are being fought in other countries, the people dying, suffering. It makes your heart sink. And, well, pray for those people, and hopefully that the horrors that are going on in their homes will end someday and they can live happy. It's good to remember the happy things in life, the fun moments you have with your family, friends. I hate to get all mushy on you, but it's good to feel love and give love in times of hardship and seeing the horrors that go on around the world. But then look at us. What do we do to escape the horrors of the world? To perk up, to be happy, to enjoy ourselves when we have free time? We play video games, and a great many of us play violent video games that depict a fantasized version of warfare. We're disgusted by actual warfare. I am personally disgusted by war. Yet I play so many games that depict war, or conflict, or violence. Now don't misunderstand me. There's nothing wrong with me, there's nothing wrong with you, there's nothing wrong with anybody who plays video games like that, and there's nothing wrong with the video games that depict this. But the question I am asking is, why do we depict fantasized warfare so much in so many games? And for God's sakes, Call of Duty is the most sold game of all time, and it is the pinnacle of fantasized warfare. I love Titanfall, but it depicts fantasized warfare. I think Wolfenstein The New Order's a great game, but it depicts an actually very scary world where the Nazis won World War II. Now what could be more horrifying than that? And yet it is an enjoyable game with its sad moments, but it's also action-packed, laugh-out-loud moments. There are games that depict the post-apocalypse and how humanity is struggling to survive afterwards. There are a plethora of games where the plot is to take down a violent or diabolical dictator of some sort. So many games, most of them rated M or rated T, depict fantasized warfare, fantasized violence of some nature. And we enjoy every second of it. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. I am merely asking the question as to why. Why are we horrified by the real deal, but we greatly enjoy the video game version of it? Well, this right here, this question I am asking, reveals two things about video games. One of the great things and one of its downfalls. The great thing is that, well, it helps you live out fantasies. As I keep talking about fantasized warfare, who hasn't fantasized about being a badass soldier, saving the day, taking out all the bad guys, being a hero, being an action hero you see in the movies or read in books? Who hasn't wanted to save the day and get the girl or get the guy? Who hasn't wanted to feel good about themselves that they took out pure evil? A simple black and white conflict. Who hasn't wanted to feel the adrenaline rush of being under bullet fire, laser fire, explosions everywhere? Who hasn't fantasized about killing the horrible monsters you see in your nightmares? And that's the great thing about video games. Their fantasies come to life, their dreams that we've wanted to play out, to live, but only with complete safety to ourselves. And that's the beauty of video games, where you get to live out these action-packed, very deadly, very dangerous, but incredibly ridiculous and fantasized alternate realities. It's a joy. It's a blast. It's pure happiness to live out a fantasy, something that we've seen, imagined, come to life and being able to experience it in a way video games can only make us experience it. Let us explore a new environment, a new personality, new actions from the comfort of your home. But there lies also one of the biggest downfalls with video games. That it can sometimes, granted sometimes, by certain games and certain things they do, it can be insulting and degrading to the real deal. Ask any soldier who is fresh from the battlefield, and they will tell you Call of Duty, Battlefield, other modern first-person shooters, or third-person shooters are full of shit. Despite depicting warfare, it gets a lot of things wrong, and really unrealistically. I guarantee you, any fresh vet will tell you, there's no such thing as regenerating health. You take a bullet, it's gonna stay there. It's not gonna magically pop out and the wound's gonna heal. A bullet hits you, it's gonna hurt like hell unless you get medical support and get that bullet removed from your body. And you're gonna lose a lot of blood. You can't survive the falls that characters in Call of Duty survive, falling from skyscrapers, helicopters, and hitting the ground without breaking a single bone. Nobody holds their guns the way so many first-person shooter protagonists hold their guns. Bullet impact, real-life wounds, regenerating health, sound, movement. So much is fantasized, unrealistic, and a poor portrayal of the actual horrific thing. As I've said before, in some games, and only sometimes, do they degrade the real-life tragedy that is war. Maybe video game warfare is the embodiment of what we hope war is. We hope it's this cartoony. We hope that the bad guys are just faceless bad guys, and not real people with actual lives and families like you do. We hope we can survive deadly wounds and just walk them off like a badass. Video games seem to be, at least certain video games, and only sometimes, seem to be just the hopeful thinking. People hoping that warfare isn't as horrific as we see it in the news. This is one of the reasons why I am mainly drawn towards sci-fi games and fantasy games. I like to escape reality. Because while reality, it has some great, wonderful things about it, we all know it has its depressing, sad things too. And that is one of the reasons I love video games so much. I can escape to a new world, a new time period, filled with fictional creatures, weapons, and locations. It's one of the reasons I prefer Titanfall multiplayer over Call of Duty multiplayer. It's action-packed, fun, frantic, sci-fi, fantasized. It's why I enjoy Spore over The Sims. You're creating, building an alien creature, race, then civilization, and exploring a fictional galaxy. It's one of the reasons I prefer Saints Row to Grand Theft Auto. It's crazy, wacky, ridiculous, makes fun of itself and other games. It takes elements from sci-fi games and fantasy games and makes it one crazy, kooky ride. It's why I prefer the more sci-fi fantasy over a non-fictional, more grounded, relatable setting. However, there is hope. There are some games, a great many games, that can actually depict the true horrors of war. I highly recommend those of you looking for a good story and looking to do soldiers in the military, the horrors of war, and just actually do a very realistic portrayal of how dark war can get. I absolutely recommend the game Spec Ops: The Line. It is a must-play for great storytelling, proving that video games can take war seriously, and poking fun and making fun of Call of Duty and Battlefield and how they unrealistically portray the horrors of war. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hoped you were interested in the topic. If you enjoyed the video, thought it was well made, please hit the like button. Tell me what you thought of the video in the comments below. I love reading comments. Please give me comments. And subscribe to my channel if you want to support me and keep in touch with my upcoming videos. So for now, later.